talking about the level of demand or not demand that's useful for Avery as you do things with her around the house or even in the midst of a therapy session. That it's a little bit like if you sang a song, like ring around the road, you do a little bit and you wait to see how able is she to fill in the blank. So even as she's 50, you might give her a little bit of ring around the, and see whether she comes up, and she does. So that's what I'm doing with my hands all the time, is playing that kind of conversation. If I put on the demand and wait too long, then she's going to try hard with the only thing she already knows, her old patterns. Or the more traditional way to do it would be to actually ask her, lift up your foot or put your thing here, do that. And I'm looking rather for the spontaneity that there would be like when you're singing a song, that your system imagines the sequence and fills in the blank, which is a much more spontaneous level of coordination. If you say to somebody, open your hand, that's a very cognitive thing. But when you go to pick up the block, you don't think open your hand. You think the intention, I'm going to get blocked. And your brain does the rest, spontaneously drawing on your data bank and your experience. And so I'm looking to have her create that data bank of experience and not a data bank that says, I have to think, open my hand. I have to think, straighten my knees. You can't just say that. You'd never get across the line. If you had to think, now I have to straighten my right knee, now I have to straighten my left knee, now I have to let go of my hip flexors, you'd never get across the room. And that's why I said a lot of adolescents will seem to lose function because they can't sustain that kind of, they have to have it on the spontaneous level that you do, so that you can be the EMT, you are, right? So you can have brain power to be the EMT because you don't have to think about how you get across the room.
Right.
Our movement was never intended to be run by thinking. It's an automatic feeling, moving loop. You respond to what it feels like and what your experience has been and your success negotiating gravity, and you draw on that spontaneously to meet whatever intention you have that is a much more global thing. I'm going to go over and pick up a glass of water from the sink. And that, and putting it in a more cognitive realm, that's the kind of feedback I've heard from like adult GPs that have had a lifelong pattern of walking the way she's trying to walk now. That is literally, when they go in a room, they stop at the door and they have to think, where are they going to land? Where's the next place they're going to stop? Because they can't sustain that level of activity to just keep walking or to stop and just stand. They have to know where they're going to hold on there. You have the luxury not to think about that when you're walking. You just think about where you're walking to. You don't think about what's going to have to hold you up.
Yep.
And that's what I'm for her. That she feels that support in her skeleton and feels that she does.
It's a big tower.
So all the while I'm talking, I'm playing with how she feels that in sitting, because sitting is already, just like I showed you lying down, that was working on dinosaur as she rolls over. Sitting is working on standing, because sitting is standing on your pelvis. When you do the stretching thing you were doing like this, that's not standing on the pelvis. Now you're standing on the stick, which is unsustainable, because the spine can't be upright. To truly sit, you're standing on the tissue. Your pelvis is upright, and your spine can be upright, and then it can be effortless to be upright because your bones are stacked. And now you need very little muscle power to stay upright because you're vertical. If you're off the vertical, you've got to use a great deal of muscle power not to fall over.
How would be a good way to sit her, like when she's just crashing, relaxing, or whatever, doing TV time or whatever? Is there a good position, the better position? We have like a peanut But sometimes we sit her on. I don't know if you've seen those. Those inflatable.
Inflatable ball that has
Yeah, looks like a peanut. Yeah. So we try to sit her on that, but I don't know. Just.
I would just let her cycle.
Okay.
There's certainly a lot of people that just tell them all the time not to sit between their feet or W-sit or whatever. And I would look at her back and tell her, anyway, you don't have to be fine. I might talk, if you could, do it without jumping attached, talk about different ways of sitting. Oh, let's see how many different ways. Which way are you going to sit while you watch that cartoon? Because they're all valuable. And even the dread W sitting is not an awful thing in itself. It's negative to the way the bones are going to grow if it's the only way you can sit. And if it's the only way you can sit, it's a huge indication that you need some help learning something else. But if it's the only way you can sit, it certainly doesn't do a great service to the child to just say you can't sit that way. Unless you give them some tools to do something else. Otherwise, why wouldn't they sit the only way they can sit?
Right, the most comfortable, stable.
But we're always looking for variations in this work, because that's what the brain thrives on. If you don't already have this book, you should take a copy home, and you can also share it with me. See that each chapter is a chapter about different essentials for creating conditions that the brain can make new connections. And so the fourth chapter is all about how valuable variation is.
That's the one that the online person mailed us to Joe look at, and I think she told you about that. We got a packet of stuff. Yeah.
So you do have a book.
Yeah.
And did you read it?
I haven't got to it yet. I'm still going through school. I don't have time to read my own textbooks.
So it's written in the context of, like, need, baby boom, how to stay vital as you age by having your brain continue to make new connections. But the 9 chapters, the 9 essentials she talks about, are still the very same essentials we're paying attention to as we work with children.
That's a cool castle, baby.
Where else can you be?
That's almost taller than you are. That's almost taller than you are.
So she comes back here. I don't get so excited about the fact that she goes back here. It's more important to me that she actually can see that she can go back and forth. Being able to go back there is a bad option when it's the only thing you can do with it. It's a limit. That is